All right. Yesterday we watched um, a stand-up special of George Carlin on religion, and I liked it a lot. In fact, I loved it. I found myself agreeing with most of the things he said. Of course, some things with just jokes, but I got the essence of what he said. Um, this one seems to be pretty popular as well. George Carlin on some cultural issues. So pretty excited about this one. Let's see what he has to say. He's wearing the same clothes. I'm wondering if it is a part of the same special or not. Most likely it is. And if any of you have a clue about where to find the complete special, please let me know because I'm very eager to watch it. Right, without further ado, let's just get on with it.
Something else I don't understand, motivation tapes, motivation books. What happened here? Suddenly everybody needs to be motivated? It's a fairly simple thing. Either you want to do something or you don't. What's the big mystery? Besides, if you're motivated enough to go to the store to buy a motivation book, aren't you motivated enough to do that? So you don't need the book. Put it back. Tell the clerk, fuck you, I'm motivated, I'm going home.
So, no build up, right? It just went there. I think I'll have to just rewind this and hear it again because he just went 0 to 100 in no time.
Something else I don't understand, motivation tapes, motivation books. What happened here? Suddenly
Yeah.
everybody needs to be motivated? It's a fairly simple thing. Either you want to do something or you don't. What's the big mystery? Besides, if you're motivated enough to go to the store to buy a motivation book, aren't you motivated enough to do that? So you don't need the book. Put it back. Tell the clerk, fuck you, I'm motivated, I'm going home. I'm going home.
I couldn't agree more. I heard a stand-up in India, and this the stand-up comedian said everyone keeps talking about how you should read, and I know I should read, but I find myself reading absolutely never. In fact, I've watched so many videos on why you should read, but I've never read. So I think one should take a hint from there that he just doesn't like reading. So just stop trying to, right? Not everyone needs to read that much, right? Of course, basic education is another thing, but he's spot on there, Mr. Carlin. All right, let's go ahead.
And can anyone explain to me the need for 1 hour photo finishing? You just saw the fucking thing. How, how can you possibly be nostalgic about a concept like a little while ago? Another complaint, too many vehicles. There are some families in this country own entirely too many vehicles. You see them on the highway in an RV, but that's not enough for them. RV's not enough. Behind them, they're towing a motorboat, go-kart, dune buggy, dirt bike, jet ski, snowmobile, parasail, hang glider, windsurfing equipment, a hot air balloon, and a small two-man deep-sea diving bell. Doesn't anyone just take a fucking walk anymore? The only thing these people lack is a
Yeah.
lunar excursion module. Too many choices, America. It's not healthy.
I think it is mostly an American thing. Um, I've worked with a lot of Americans, and I think it's, from what I understand, it's a culture there. I'm not sure if it's still the case because I think this the stand-up is was done some time back, but I think it is primarily an American thing, and probably even a European thing. Anyway, let's go ahead with this.
Another abomination. White guys over 10 years of age who wear their baseball hats backwards. Listen,
Yeah,
listen to me.
white guys. I think anyone should probably not do that. It's just silly. I don't think anyone does that anymore. I don't think so. So George Carlin would be happy that we've moved ahead from there.
White guys, let me tell you something. You're never going to be as cool as black guys. It's not going to happen. You're white and you're lame. It's a fucking...
They show a guy wearing the cap the other side, other way. Yeah, poor guy. And don't understand this concept, I think. But all right, let's just humor it.
law of nature. Turning your hat around and learning a complicated handshake will not make you cool. And you black guys, since you started the whole thing, I'm going to let you stay with the hats a little bit longer, but I think really, once you qualify for Social Security, it's time to spin that motherfucker around to the front again. All right? Another tip for the men. The earrings, the thing with the earrings, it's over. It's been over for a long time. Doesn't mean anything anymore. It was supposed to piss off the squares. The squares are wearing them now. Doesn't mean anything. It's just fucking jewelry. Unless you have an earring with a live baby hanging from it, it's just jewelry. And I want you to know I'm in favor of self-mutilation and personal disfigurement. I've always said there's nothing like puncturing and perforating your skin in a dozen or so places in order to demonstrate your high self-esteem. When I see a young man decorating his scalp with a soldering iron, I say, there's a happy guy.
Sarcasm overload.
Thinks highly of himself. And haven't we gone a little overboard with these colored ribbons for different causes? Every cause has its own colored ribbon now. Red for AIDS, blue for child abuse, pink for breast cancer, green for the rainforest, purple for urban violence. I got a brown one. You know what it means? Eat shit, motherfucker! Eat shit, motherfucker! And what can we do to silence these Christian athletes who thank Jesus whenever they win, never mention his name when they lose? Not a word. You never hear him say, Jesus made me drop the ball. The good Lord tripped me up behind the line of scrimmage. According to these guys, Jesus is undefeated. Meanwhile, these assholes are in last place. Must be another one of those miracles. And speaking of delusional people, what about a guy who hears a voice in his head tells him to kill his entire family, so he does it? Is this the only thing a voice in the head ever tells these people to do is to kill others? Doesn't a voice ever tell a guy, go take a shit on the salad bar at Wendy's? Doesn't a voice tell a guy to take out his dick on the merry-go-round once in a while? Well, some guys do take out their dicks on the merry-go-round, but usually it's their own idea. Something else I can do without: aftershave and cologne. And this disgusting shit that men put on their bodies. Just what I need in the elevator. Some guy standing next to me smells like a fucking pine tree. I said, go home and wash, you smelly prick.
Well, it beats smelling bad for sure. But I think I know where he's going with this. I think because people tend to overdo things, and I have a lot of friends who are overboard with the deodorant or the body spray, the perfume, and then if you're going somewhere and we are in a car, it just becomes too difficult for us to bear that. So I think I get what he's saying, that we may have gone overboard with this artificial aroma, if I can use that word.
Smell like the urinal in a Portuguese cat house. God damn, guys are stupid. Guys are really fucking dumb. They think they're gonna get laid with this stuff, you know. Oh yeah, they put it on at home.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'll get laid tonight. I'll get laid tonight. You don't get laid with green shit that comes out of a bottle, okay? And the only smell that's gonna help you get laid might be your own natural scent. You have pheromones. It's a secondary sex characteristic. People in America, nervous about sex. They want to cover that up and disguise it. Guys in Europe, they know how to live. Guy gets in the elevator over there, he smells like a pile of dog shit. Those people are sophisticated.
Is that reality? Is that sarcasm? think it's a bit of both. All right.
Getting pretty tired of these guys walking around in cowboy hats and cowboy boots. You ever see these jack-offs? Can't we kill some of these motherfuckers walking around in a fucking cowboy hat? Grown man. It's not even Halloween, for Christ's sakes. I say, hey, Tex, grow up and get yourself a wardrobe consistent with the century you're living in. Why do certain men feel the need to dress up as mythic figures? You don't see anyone walking around in a pirate costume.
Hey, a lot of people are dressing up as superheroes these days, so I think that's one thing we've not moved on from.
Do you? When's the last guy you ran into had on a Viking outfit? Make-believe cowboys. Closest they ever
Thor.
got to a cow was when they stopped to take a piss at an Arby's. And camcorders. Here is technology gone berserk. Everywhere you go now, there's some dick, some yo-yo, some putz with a camcorder, and he is going to tape everything. Doesn't anyone in this country just stop and look at things anymore? Sort of take them in? Maybe even remember them? Is that just a strange notion? Does experience have to be documented and brought home and saved on a shelf? And do people really watch this shit?
You know what I'm gonna say? This was probably done when Instagram's selfies were not even a thing. So he's talking about camcorders. He didn't probably this was not a time when smartphone was created. So in a way, he pretty much predicted what the future is going to look like. What he said then. It's much worse now. So yes, people. I know a ton of people who, and I've been guilty of that too. That we go to places and all we are busy doing is take pictures and not really enjoying the place. So um, so yes, George Carlin is spot on again.
Are people's lives so bankrupt they sit at home looking at things they already did?
Yeah.
And these guys are so intense, you know. It's always guys. They won't let women touch the cameras. It's a highly technical skill. Look through a hole, push on a button, big skill, and they all think they're Federico Fellini. You ever seen any of this shit? Low angles, zooms and pans, and it's the same ugly 3 children in every goddamn shot. All the George Lucas magic in Hollywood is not going to change the unfortunate genetic configuration on the faces of these children. Keep these unfortunate youngsters out of public view. Now, a lot of these, hold on a sec. A lot of these cultural crimes I've been complaining about can be blamed on the baby boomers. Something else I'm a little tired of hearing about. The baby boomers. Whiny, narcissistic, self-indulgent people with a simple philosophy. Give me it, it's mine! Give me that, it's mine! These people were given everything. Everything was handed to them. And they took it all. Took it all. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and they stayed loaded for 20 years and had a free ride. But now they're staring down the barrel of middle-age burnout, and they don't like it. They don't like it, so they've turned self-righteous. And they want to make things hard on younger people. They tell them abstain from sex, say no to drugs. As for the rock and roll, they sold that for television commercials a long time ago. So they could buy pasta machines and Stairmasters and soybean futures. Soybean futures. You know something? They're cold, bloodless people. It's in their slogans, it's in their rhetoric. No pain, no gain. Just do it. Life is short, play hard. Shit happens, deal with it. Get a life. These people went from do your own thing to just say no. They went from love is all you need to whoever winds up with the most toys wins. And they went from cocaine to Rogaine.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know something? They're still counting grams, only now it's fat grams. And the worst of it is the rest of us have to watch these commercials on TV for Levi's loose-fitting jeans and fat-ass Docker pants. Because these degenerate yuppie boomer cocksuckers couldn't keep their hands off the croissants and the Haagen-Dazs. And their big fat asses have spread all over and they have to wear fat-ass Docker pants. Fuck these boomers, fuck these yuppies, and fuck everybody now that I think of it.
Look at the crowd. My goodness.
Well, sometimes in comedy you have to generalize. Now there's one thing you might have noticed I don't complain about. Politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Yeah. Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens...
Again, how do I say, I agree with him more and more, but it is true, and we also get politicians that we deserve as people. So again, right on that too.
If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here, like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks, fuck hope. Fuck hope. Because if it's really just the fault...
Imagine someone running with that as the tagline. That would be something, wouldn't it?
...of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. I don't vote. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't vote. Two reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years doesn't mean a fucking thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote and you elect dishonest, incompetent people and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who in fact did not even leave the house on election day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year you're going to have another one of those really swell presidential elections that you like so much.
So far, on this point, disagree completely, but I get what he's saying. And also I know about the way, mostly about the way American politics is. I think politics in general in most places is pretty much the same. It's no different here as well. And yes, the presidential debates are pure theater. It's done for ads. It's not nuanced conversation. So I think most of us know about this already, but when he made these points, he must have been an exception, an anomaly. All right, let's get on.
You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you very much.
Wow. So what do I even say? George Carlin at his best again. George Carlin at his best again. And yeah, he made us think. That's what good comedy does. It makes you think. I disagree with his comment on voting. I get his point. Disagree with it. Um, because I think voting does change things. So, uh, but learned a lot, and I think now I will cover pretty much everything that George Carlin has done. Anything that I can find on YouTube, I'm just gonna go in and do a reaction on it. Right? Thank you for being with me all this while. I loved reacting to George Carlin. I'll do more. I'll do more reactions with other comedians, and let me know in the comments if you want more reactions. Which ones you want? If you can let me know, I'll react to those. All right. Thank you for being with me.